Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of On the Paint Table. It's my weekly show where you see what I got done, what I'm working on, and what is coming up. So this week I painted all the new bits and pieces from Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team Shadowvaults and another expansion for Don't Look Backtober, as well as prepping some new stuff to build and paint to play. So let's take a look at what got done and what is coming up. So first things first, here are all the new bits and pieces from Kill Team Shadowvaults. This is the two-player expansion for Warhammer 40k Kill Team that was kindly sent along by Workshop as a complimentary review copy and was painted up by Jay and myself. So I jumped in and adding to my slowly growing, like, newer miniature Necron army, I painted up the higher tech circle, as well as all of the new scenery and accessory bits for the Killzone Galadark mission, including the sentry gun, the breaching robot, ammo piles, the Doomsday Bomb, some security cameras. You also have some weapon caches, and then a security panel as well. And then Jay was nice enough to take the heavy lifting on the Kazarkin, as he is slowly building up a new school guard army, doing that in some contrast paints, highlights, and washes to get them finished for some games, which you'll see today. We played through our next two missions of our second expedition into the Galadark, with the higher tech circle having sort of like entrenched themselves in an old Mechanicum shrine, and the Kazarkin trying to dig them out. Painting on these was done in my usual Necron sort of like way. I took some of the lead belcher spray, and then I gave these guys a base coat using a bunch of different like colors, the Griffin Gold for like the gold bits, and then I washed all of the metallics with thinned down Mournfang Brown and Fire Dragon Bright with a little bit of gloss varnish and some water. All of the gold was then washed with Nikolai oxide, whatever the old oxide was, the oxidation green, and I picked out my details. Mournfang Brown up to Fire Dragon Bright for the glowy bits, all the crystals in purple, highlighted as well. And it gives a nice sort of like ancient feel to them. I actually stole this color scheme off the old AT-43 army, the Therians, and it's super quick to do and very fun. So that is my Despot. He's like an immortal like sergeant basically. This is my Apprentech. And these are the two sort of like alternate miniatures that you make out of the Deathmark / Immortal frame. There's a separate frame for all the Kill Team bits. You get a frame of the Immortal / Deathmarks, and they come with extra special heads. So you can have these like little visor heads. I did one Deathmark, I did two Immortals with Gauss Blasters, but I used the cool Kill Team extra special heads on them to give them sort of like their visors. And then that frame also comes with your Accelerator plasma sight and your Reanimator plasma sight. You see dragging a Necron arm, all painted using the same method. And then you get the new, whatchamacallit, Cryptek. This is the Technomancer, surfboarding along on his little bug, which is pretty cool. He's got his little skyboard, painted using all the same techniques. You can see the purple there. Was given a little gloss varnish to make it look crystally when it was all said and done, using browns and sort of like warm color washes. I find that a lot of Necrons are like cool colors, and I really like the warm palette with the cool purple. It kind of really pops and gives these a suitably million-year-old robot kind of a feel, I think, when it's all said and done. And that's it. So one frame for the Technomancer, and then an Immortal frame, and then a Kill Team only frame with the separate heads, the Cryptek, Apprentech bits, Despot bits, and the two plasma sights. Then you get the accessory frame for all the new bits and bobs to put into the Galadark. You've got the weapon caches, like I said. These were all just sprayed with the same lead belcher. I washed them with a black instead of a brown, although I did a little bit of rusting around the edges, you can see here, to make them pop. And then just did all the details. Same. I actually used a similar palette to the Necrons just to save time with the golds and stuff too. But it blends perfectly with what I've already done for the Galadark. And then same with the weapon stashes. This guy was done using a similar technique, but I went and washed it all, and then panel painted in the centers of the panels with a little bit of the Fang to give it that nice sort of like military look, and a similar thing with Mournfang Brown and a little bit of yellow to give this sort of like an industrial, like, you know, machinery sort of not fit for military use. It's more of like a civilian piece of stuff that's been, you know, drafted into service. Now, if you're wondering where the 28mm bases with deck plating came from, these are actually Star Wars Legion bases. Jay discovered they were 28mm, and when the Kazarkin came on 28mm, because they are slightly bigger than the previous, like, 2003 Guardsmen, he was like perfect because all of his guardsmen are on the tech bases from GW, the what are they called, Sector Mechanicum bases, and he wanted them to match, and he was pleasantly surprised that those FFG bases, the specialty bases, are 28 mil, so they fit perfectly. So if you're looking for a cheat and you want some plastic bases, they fit perfectly. He used, I believe, the Militarum green contrast paint over white, and then a little bit of lead belcher, black wash, non-oil wash, and other, just contrast yellows. I can't speak exactly what the palette was because I didn't paint them, but got a nice quick result for his guard too. So there it is, all the new bits. Now all of this basically plus the original Into the Dark box set gives you everything you need to play this. So I saved some time, and I have the rest of the sprues to paint up to add, so like a second board basically to my sort of close quarter boarding action table. Then I painted up the Curse of Oak Hill. It's Father Gabriel and the Demon. The Demon whose name you have to find out in the mission. She's kind of the ballerina from Cabin in the Woods, and that's how I painted her. I used a bunch of contrast paints, and she's got her like glowing possessed eyes and ballerina outfit. So this little girl's got something clearly wrong with her, and Father Gabriel's here to help. I went a little Salem's Lot with his paint job. It's Corvus black, washed with black, and then all the details picked out afterwards. The skin tone is Bugman's Glow, blended with a bit of, I believe it's just Screaming Skull, to like wash it up, and then kind of like an unholy green balefire on the sensor. So another adult after Ranger Sandy unfortunately met her end with the Grace to join the cast for our episode of The Curse of Oak Hill. And Kill Team stuff coming up. I built and painted, and well, painted, I spray painted and like base coated my Technomancer, or my Chronomancer rather, so I got another leader type for Into the Dark, or sorry, Shadowvaults rather. And then I have all of these frames too to do for an addition to the table in the Galadark terrain. I also dug this out. All the community articles going around about Underworlds has me excited to paint up Hexbane's Hunters. I love these miniatures, and I did not get a chance to go with them. And as they are in the new Rivals format, I figured this would be a fun first warband to maybe play in the new edition. So I'm gonna try and get these 6 models painted. They are just really cool Order of Sigmar models, Haskell Hexbane and his Witch Hunters. So I'm gonna probably throw some paint on them for next week. I was lucky enough to get my hands on the Operation Blackwind expansion with the Myrmidon Spitfire, so the new style Myrmidons. We've also got a Mackay Combi Breaker Rifle, and the new Eudoros with his Mark 12 and his cool sword and shield. Now I'm going to give Jordan the new stuff from Hack, the Sundic Butt with the AP Spitfire, the crazy looking whatchamacallit, like little robot thing there. It's I guess it's a remote, but it's on a 25 mil base. And then the Shujay with the submachine gun and a Muyib Spitfire. I already have them painted. I think I'm probably still going to do it. I'm going to paint up the new school Morats to go with my old school Morats. It's the rocket launcher, the HMG, the Tinbot, who's just super cute, and then the new sculpt of the Kurgat as well, the engineer with the boarding shotgun. So they'll look great in my new scheme. I love these miniatures. I'm going to get them painted up with my first new Morats to go with my old Morats. So now another like 8, 9, 10 models and let's say a dozen pieces of terrain painted up this week, as well as new projects on the go. So big thanks for watching. You can also check out my review of the new rulebook, the 2 kill teams from Shadowvault, as well as a playthrough of the first Shadowvault mission today on my channel, and a review of the new match play guide for Titanicus. So big thanks for watching. We'll see you on the paint table next week. Till then, Ash, have a good night. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that video. There are tons of other games already recorded for you to watch. Click over to my channel page if you haven't already, and have a look through the dozens of playlists full of videos. I guarantee you'll discover a game you haven't seen played before. I put out new videos 7 days a week, and every day is themed to a different genre as I continue to explore the wider world of gaming. Of course, none of that's possible without you, the viewer, so click a like and subscribe if you'd like to stay on top of what's happening here daily. My 2 kids and I are massively grateful to be able to have the flexibility of this job so I can always maximize my time with them. If you want to support me continue to put out this content, it's only possible because of my amazing backers on Patreon who support the studio, equipment, and model cost, as well as being how I make the bulk of my living. You can also help out by buying a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, a measuring gauge or widget from Death Ray Designs, or buying one of my games and supplements like Last Days, Gamma Wolves, and Blaster. As a way of showing my appreciation, patrons get early access to new games and supplements that I write throughout the course of the year. Huge thanks for watching, it really does help out, and happy gaming.